How about this? This is a good one. How was your first crush experience? So, let me think of another name for them. Give me a name that begins with like K. Cat. Cat. Okay, we'll go with Cat, sure. So there was this girl called Cat. I was like 6 or 7 years old, and you know, it's just like young crush love or whatever. And I thought she was really pretty. I really liked her. And I thought she was funny. I invited her to my house one time. I lived in this really shitty flat with a shared garden, and the shared garden didn't have grass. It had like dirt. And I remember making like a dirt pie, like a mud pie. So I made that to try and impress her while she was over. And then my mum came in and she was like, yo guys, I got you like some food ready if you want to eat it. And I wanted to look cool in front of her. So I was like, no. And then I grabbed a big handful of the mud and I threw it at my window. And my mum got pissed. So pissed off. Which is very understandable because I was trying to look cool in front of her. Anyway, later that day, Kat went home. I told my mum that I like really like her, but I don't know what to do. And she said, well, you should tell her. I was like, okay, so does that mean I should write a letter or something? She was like, well, you could just tell her in person. And I was like, I think I'll just write a letter. Because if I write it, then I don't have to say anything. She was like, okay, whatever. It's like, okay. And I got my pen and paper out and I started writing a love letter. It was basically like, dear Cat, I really love you. Will you be my girlfriend? And so I wrote that. Oh no, I'm just remembering where the story goes. I don't know if I should say the rest of the story. Okay, advisor warning, okay? Like, the ending of this is very weird and like uncomfortable for some. It might be uncomfortable, okay? Right, so I went in the next day and I gave that letter. And then after school, she walked up to me. She went to go talk to me. So we were like 7 years old, right? I don't know much. 7-year-old doesn't know much. Okay, we're dumb. But she said to me, oh, okay. I'll go out with you if we have sex. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know what that was at the time, obviously. And I don't think she knew what that was either, because we're both like 7 years old. So what I'm assuming is she probably had like a misconception of what that means, right? Because even I didn't know what that meant at the time. And then we just were like, okay, bye. And then we went back, right? And when I was 7, I had to get picked up by my mum. So here's the kicker. The part you've all been waiting for. Oh God. So my mum had to pick me up from school, right? Because I was too young to go home myself. She knows that I wrote the letter and gave it to her that day. So she came up to me and she was like, oh, hello, mister. How was your day? Did you have a good time at school? And I was like, yeah, mom, had a good time. She was like, oh, did you give the letter to Kat? And I was like, mm-hmm. And she was like, oh, what did she say? And then I was like, oh, she said, yes, but only if I have sex with her. And my mum fucking whipped her head around. Dead fucking pan, straight face, anger eyebrows, and was like, what did you just say? And I was like, she said yes, as long as I have sex with her. And she went, what? And then we moved away from that school. She moved me out of the school. And I never went to the school again. And I never saw Kat again. So, yeah. So that was my first crush experience. My God.